Have you ever wondered where big YouTube resellers and other large sellers on social media find all of their bulk inventory without ever stepping foot inside of a thrift store or garage sale? Well, I'm going to show you in this video how they do it and how I've done it for the last 15 years. Hey, welcome back in Rockstars on this Sunday, June 16th, 2024. It is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads, any of you that stepped into dad roles, all that sort of stuff. It is your day, so happy Father's Day. Thanks for joining me here on this Sunday, June 16th. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about how people get inventory. And the reason that I want to talk about this, which I've mentioned this in a few videos, I've gone over a few ways that I've done it and a few ways that other people do it, but I see it in my Facebook group, Thrifter Reseller World, and I see it in social media circles all the time, that people they basically say they don't live in a good area, they don't have good thrift stores, they don't have good garage sales, it's cold, it's this, it's rainy, they live in Seattle, whatever the case might be, they just don't have good access to good inventory. And I always respond to those posts saying everyone has good access to good inventory no matter where you are, because there's a wonderful thing called shipping. You can have inventory shipped to you from anywhere. People do it all the time. You don't have to go out of your your house or out of your neighborhood or anywhere to find good inventory. And so in a few videos, I've talked about websites that you can order on. I've talked about, when I do wholesale on and off, I talked about all these different ways, but I really want to give you guys the nuts and bolts of exactly how I source, where I find stuff, and how other people that do what I do or do similar things find their inventory and basically don't have to step foot in thrift stores or anywhere else. Also, guys, I got a few messages in the last month, probably 3 now total. I got one yesterday, I got one like a week ago, and probably a month or 2 ago. Instagram. If you see pallet and liquidation companies on Instagram, a huge amount of them are scams. A huge amount of them. There are some legitimate ones, don't get me wrong, but there are huge amounts of scam liquidation pallet companies on Instagram. They create an account, they post a bunch of pictures of a bunch of inventory, pallets, return pallets, Amazon pallets, and everything looks good. They buy some followers, they go and follow every reseller they can find. They make it look as legitimate as possible. They give you prices that seem fair, like, oh, we'll sell you an Amazon return pallet for $500 and the shipping's $350. Go ahead and send us a Zelle payment. And that's the problem. These companies will ask you for payments in a payment source that you can't reverse on them, right? You can't reverse that. So my tip to you is be very cautious if you're buying off of these companies on Instagram or anywhere on social media. Only use a credit card or PayPal so you can reverse the transaction. And just be very skeptical, ask a lot of questions, ask for follow-up pictures, real pictures. Ask them if you want, like say, hey, can you take a picture of this with my name in front of that exact pallet? Like just hold up a little note card or something. Like ask questions and dig. If it seems too good to be true or it seems like it might be a little fishy, just walk away. It's not worth it. There's a million other places to get inventory. You don't need them. They need you because they're scamming. Even the legitimate companies need you more than you need them. So that's just my PSA for that. Okay, let's talk about getting legitimate inventory. So this is very easy with clothing. It gets harder with some other stuff, but with clothing, it's very, very easy. Other stuff requires more work, especially like electronics, like my remotes. So step number 1 is be active on social media. Go to Instagram, go to Facebook groups, go to Twitter, X, whatever, go to, TikTok even. And there are 3 things you can do on these sites. One is once you build followings up and once you get going, you can post and let people know. Like put up a post that says, hey, I'm a clothing seller. I'm always buying clothing. I would love if you have excess or overstock or liquidations or whatever it is you have, please contact me. I'm a cash buyer. I'll buy them all the time, right? Works wonders. Works like a dream. Next, go out and message people that are resellers, that are posting about their reselling career on Instagram. Send them DMs, right? And say, hey, I see that you resell. It looks like you sell a lot of clothing, a lot of toys, a lot of whatever it is. And say, if you ever have inventory that you want to liquidate or boxes, maybe you want to get rid of inventory more than one at a time, and you'd like to sell off some excess inventory. You may not have any right now, and I understand that. But if you ever do get some, can you just shoot me a message and let me know what you have, and I'll buy it? And 9 times out of 10, they'll go, well, no, I didn't really have any inventory to liquidate right now. I didn't think about it. But you know what? Now that you said it, let me go see if there is some stuff. And you'll make relationships. Maybe 9 out of 10 people say no, and 1 person says yes. Remember, we're trying to get contacts to mail us bulk inventory and just keep shipping it to us, or at least do a few deals. You don't need thousands and thousands of people. You only need a few or a handful or a dozen, right? You don't need a ton of people to sell you. If somebody sells you a box of 250 pieces and somebody sells you a box of 500, all of a sudden you have 750 pieces from 2 sellers. So something to keep in mind. So direct message people, post, direct message. And the third way is to look for other people who are posting. You can do a search for the hashtag liquidation, the hashtag wholesale. This is where you're going to find those scammy pallet companies that are on there that are fake. But you will also find some legitimate people who want to liquidate or wholesale. Next is go to Facebook and Facebook groups. Now, most Facebook group owners like myself, we don't allow buying and selling in the group. It's nothing personal. For me, if you buy something in my group off of somebody else and they scam you or vice versa, and it comes back to look bad on me, like I'm allowing scammers to run the community and scam my members, it looks bad on me, so I just don't allow it, right? I buy and sell stuff on there and I advertise because I know who I am and I can control me. I can't control who you are or who they are. I don't know any of you, like personally, with the exception of, like the friends or the conference people that I hang out with, and I don't even let them post. But if you can find some Facebook groups, there's always people posting like, hey, what's the best way for me to liquidate my inventory? I live in Detroit and I think I want to put it on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I'm just not really sure the best way to go about this. Can I get some tips, some advice? That's a perfect target. Like, hey, what do you got? Like, usually if you comment, they'll get deleted. Most groups work that way. They work similar to mine. But you could DM that person and go, hey, by the way, here's the best way to sell that material, but I might be interested in buying some of it. Can we talk more? Can we DM? Can we, email, whatever it is? So that's a really great way to interact. Don't put it out there and let everybody know what you're doing, but this is a great way to find a lot of merchandise. Next is go to your estate sale companies. They usually have websites for your local area, be it Tampa, Miami, Orlando, Detroit, San Francisco, wherever you live, New York. You can go on there and you can get their contacts. You can email them and message with them and bring them up to them and go, hey, I am a crazy big buyer of remote controls and small accessories and things like that. Jewelry buyer, I buy clothing. Do you have any sales currently active that you need to liquidate this stuff or that I could come see before the sale and just buy it all out? Or do you have any that will be ending this weekend? Maybe you can email me afterwards and just give me a quick, hey, this is what we have, and I can come buy some of it. Again, they may not be receptive to you at first, but they will come around and you will get more inventory from them in the future. So long as you hold up your end of the deal. This is all a caveat, guys. If you offer to buy and be a buyer for someone and you don't come through as a buyer for someone, even one time, that can be enough to ruin the deal, ruin the relationship, right? These are all about relationships. So just keep that in mind in networking. So there are rag houses, wholesale clothing places all over the country. You can Google it, rag houses, vintage rag houses, and you can go shop at those stores. Make friends with people that own stores. Make friends with thrift store managers and Goodwills and all these things. No, you don't have to step foot in the Goodwill. You can buy from them without ever going to the store once you make relationships. They'll sell you pallets. The Goodwill outlets near me in Gandy, St. Petersburg, I bought humongous Gaylord of clothing from them. I paid like $500 loaded it in a pickup truck, drove away. Bam. Yeah, I had to go there to pick it up, but in theory, they were willing to ship me the one pallet. It didn't make sense because I spent $20 in gas driving down there and driving up an hour in a truck, but they would have shipped it to me. It would have been like $120, $150. I just went and got it, but you don't have to. And some of these places will ship all over the country. So something to think about as well with that. Make deals with them. I'm the tie guy. I'm the remote guy. I'm the Pokemon card guy. I'm the whatever you want, women's dress girl, whatever. So that's another great way to buy inventory without it. When we started buying things like remote controls and combo players and digital cameras and electronics, we reached out to every single electronic dealer, every single pawn shop, every single place you could think of all over the country. Hey, this is our phone number. If you get this stuff, here's what we buy. And we put together a price list. Like we're saying, if you have a pallet of remotes, we'll pay, depending on the weight, we'll pay, say, $1,000 for a pallet of remotes, right? And we'll pay the shipping. If you have a pallet of digital cameras, we might pay $750. If you have a pallet of combo players, which amounts to like 100 combo players on one pallet, we might pay, $1,000 for that. We might be willing to pay $10 a piece or $8 a piece. Maybe we'll pay 800 plus shipping. We contacted every single, company. Make a list, make a spreadsheet. Put all the pawn shops that you want to call. Put all the electronic wholesalers. Go on Google and look up electronic, small electronic, home electronic wholesalers. Go to eBay and look up lots of dresses, lots of remote controls, lots of, neckties. Go look this stuff up. Look up the keyword wholesale ties, wholesale remote controls, liquidation ties, liquidation remote controls, liquidation video games. Find these eBay sellers. Do not spam them. Do not break eBay's policy, but message them and go, hey, I saw your lot of ties. I'm a tie buyer. What else do you have? I'd be interested in buying some lots from you. You can find lots that are good priced and good quality right on eBay, and you can message these people and find out what else they have. The most important line in these networks and these connections and these contacts is, what else do you have? Like, what all business can we do? I'm not interested in your box of ties. Like, that's great. Ship me the ties. I bought them, right? I bought them right off eBay. I want to know what else you have. And some people won't respond, and some people will say, oh, that's all I have. I'm not a wholesaler. It's just the one I have. And some people will say, oh, yeah, I sell hundreds of boxes all the time. What are you looking for? Hey, perfect. Let's talk. Remember, you can't share information or go off eBay and do deals outside of that. But there are ways to get in communication with each other that you can do business, right? I'm not telling you to go around eBay. I'm just telling you there's ways to always get in touch with people that you can do business with directly, through the phone, through text messages, through emails. I do it every single day. So these are all tips. These are all ways that people like me, people like the Rally Rootses of the world, the people like, everybody else that you watch on YouTube or social media, find inventory without ever going out to thrift stores. Most of the people that film videos that are bigger in thrift stores are not doing it because they make a ton of profit in the thrift store. They might do okay. Some of them get a good amount of inventory from there. The majority of them is for video content. I'm just being fully transparent with you guys. A lot of it is for content. Now, listen, Ryan and Allie shop at Goodwills and thrift stores, and they find tons of stuff, and they buy it, and they sell it, and they make money off of it, and they do it perfectly. But if their entire business relied on that, they would be in big trouble. There's no way that they could bulk purchase and wholesale purchase all the vintage t-shirts that they buy and all the vintage stuff. That's awesome if they weren't actually making connections and buying directly from people. And Ryan's very open about that. He puts that out there. And this goes for any reseller that is a wholesaler or liquidation buyer and is able to do it. It does require a little capital. I mean, it depends on what you're buying, I suppose, but you're not going to, make a deal over $30 to have shipped in like you could walk into a thrift store and spend $30. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, this is exactly how it's done. There's really no rocket science behind it or secret. It's making connections, making networks, and really, nurturing those relationships. Create an email list. Go to MailChimp. MailChimp is on Google. Just type that in, MailChimp. Sign up for a free account. Totally free. Do not pay for it. And you can save hundreds of emails into MailChimp and send out a bulk email. So as you start talking to these people, go, hey, by the way, can I just grab an email from you? Every once in a while, I shoot out an email just to remind people that I'm buying and have cash and want to spend it. And it would be awesome if I could have your email. I'll put you on there, and I won't spam you. I won't do any of that stuff. Just every once in a while, you get an email, and do it once a month or twice a month. Send out an email that says, hey, don't forget about me. I buy all kinds of neckties. I pay X. Put together a price list if you want. And people will be happy to respond to you. Like, it's crazy. The email list is free. You can do that for like a few hundred emails a month. I pay a lot of money for my email list because I have 30,000 plus emails on it. I think I pay like $250 or $300 a month through MailChimp, but you can use it totally free for like up to a couple hundred contacts. So really good program to save those emails and bulk send out reminders to all these people. And that will keep you in contact and keep you, send out, say, hey, look, I'm really trying to ramp up my sports card collection this month. Can you guys, anybody's got sports cards? What do you got? There you go. All right. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. I don't want to keep the video too long. I hope that there's some good tips and tricks, little golden nuggets of information for you. If you have other questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to know, please leave it down in the description box or in the comment section below, and I will respond to as many as I can, as always. It means a lot to me when you guys take a minute to comment. It means a ton to me when you hit that like button and turn it blue. It means a ton to the YouTube algorithm as well, apparently. That's what they tell me. So appreciate you guys doing that, and appreciate you watching the videos, enjoying them, and being here for the channel. And happy Father's Day once again, 2024, to all the dads out there, including mine. Happy Father's Day, Pop. He doesn't watch my videos, but maybe my mom will show it to him because she watches my videos. And with that, I'll leave you to the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see everyone next time.